Hi guys, so this is I just wanted to show you because it's actually matched. I didn't make this sweater on the Sentro machine, but I made these shorts and that's how they look like. And I'm gonna put the shorts on the description below, so if you guys want to make it. And they match with this scarf that I just finished. And for this scarf I'm gonna be explaining how to make the tassels, how to join the crochet with the Sentro machine panel. It's a very long panel, and then I'm gonna put on the description below as well how much yarn that I used for all this, which yarn that I used, and as well the size of it. Okay, because I think the size is perfect. Actually, I was thinking about making a little longer, but it ended up pretty well. Like, I like these green squares right here where they are, but if you want longer you can make it longer. I'm gonna put again, as I said, the size on the description below so you guys can see the size. So to make this scarf I bought this yarn here, and it's kind of woolly kind of feel. It's a winter yarn. It's 100% acrylic, so it's 8 ply. So I bought these 4 colors, and I still added some scraps of other colors that I had here, just to make it more colorful. So what I did was to start this scarf before I even started with the Sentro machine. I made these 2 squares here, the crochet squares that I'm gonna finish the scarf with on both ends. And so the reason why I did that is because I wanted to know the size that I needed on my panel on the Sentro machine to be. And so I count here the stitches that I had. I made a last row here just to make it more straight at the end, and that's where I'm gonna join the panel with the crochet. So here I counted 34 stitches on the top here. Okay, I decreased the fill, as you can see here. I decreased the fill because I made a first row making 1 stitch each stitch, and it was a bit too much, so I decreased the fill, and at the end I had 34 stitches. So that's the number of stitches that I'm gonna make my scarf with on the panel mold on my Sentro machine. So now, so you know, if you're using a different yarn, I have here 26 centimeters. And at the end, just to make it a little thicker, I'm gonna finish with a full row of crochet around the whole scarf. That's what I'm thinking. And I'm going to also make tassels to put here on both corners. I'm going to start to cast on stitches right here on the 4th, on the hook number 4, or the 3rd one after the white one. And I'm working on panel mold as well. So I'm going to just cast on the stitches like this, weaving the yarn in and out. And I'm going to have 30, probably 35 stitches. So I have 35 here, and I'm on number 38 peg here. So I'm going to just put the yarn in there. I'm going to make a few rows of this with this yarn color, and you do there with the whatever color you chose. I'm thinking I'm gonna make around 20 rows, and then I want to change to another color. So I'm going to make 20 rows here, and then I'm just gonna quickly show you how I change the color. It's very easy. So what I'm doing is I'm making this one, and I want a long piece with this dark color. And then I'm doing a few of these in the middle and then the gray color. I made 40 rows here, and then I decided not to use the pink in the middle, so I'm just gonna add this dark gray after, and then I'm gonna make around a meter with dark gray. So now what I'm going to do is I'm gonna just to cut this yarn to change the color, leave it a little tail like this, so put it through this way. And now we are going to be working with this color. Hook grab this next row, so we are kind of ready to go. Just make sure you don't lose any at the end. And then you can put both tails on that side, and so you can make the knot after actually, because if you make the knot after you can make it more tight. So I made here 240 rows, something like that, and I had to change the yarn because it was actually over. Like I need this little bit just to make the green squares, so I couldn't make the whole size that I wanted. It's very long already though. So I'm going to make a few more rows with using this yarn here that I have a little more, because I just don't want to buy another one of these. So it's gonna be a bit different. One side is gonna be a little longer than the other, but that's no worries for me. So I changed the color already. Just so you know, this was 100 grams of yarn, and I made 160 rows with it. Exactly, it's gonna work just fine here. I measured it here and I have 127 centimeters or 50 inches. I wanted it to be much longer than that, but unfortunately I didn't buy enough yarn. So you know, if you wanna make this much longer, like I wanted it to be at least 1.80 m longer. So you need 2 rows of this main color here you're using in the middle instead of 1. So here I have 40, here I have around 60 rows, and in the middle 160, so I have like 200 something rows. Here's my waste yarn with the end that I removed from the machine, and now I'm going to just finish it off with crochet. You can be using the crochet hook that came with the machine, there's no problem. And so just put your hook through the first stitch, and then that second stitch, yarn over, pull it through. Again, put the hook through the third stitch, yarn over, pull through. Make sure the loops are not too small, like this first loop, always a bit loose, okay? Otherwise this is gonna be too tight at the end and it's not gonna look good. And then what I'm going to do right after this, I'm going to finish the other side exactly the same way, and then I'm going to just join with the crochet the green squares that I made. So I made my last stitch here. Now I'm going to just remove this. You can just pull it, will come off. So I finished both sides with crochet. This is one, this is the other one. Remove the waste yarn as well at the end. Now I'm gonna put it aside, and so I made already these 2 of these. So these are the colors I'm using. You can choose your own colors, like if you wanna just use the 4 of them, just repeat them 4. It's up to you really, but so I'm going to make this one now. So I'm going to start with this kind of orange, I'm using a very thick hook now. It's a 575 millimeters. And then make 2 loops around your fingers. You have to put the hook underneath the first loop. Sometimes a bit hard with bigger hooks. And then pull the second one through, twist it, and then make a chain. So this way it won't open. And then after that we are going to make 1, 2 chains, and then yarn over the hook through the loop. We're gonna be working on the top of that loop 15 more stitches, and then the total is gonna be 16 because these 2 chains, they actually count as double crochets. So 16. So 16, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pull this yarn here, and then my circle is gonna close. Then I'm going to put the hook through that second stitch on the beginning there, and pull it through. So this is what I'm going to have. And now I'm going to just add the second color, which is this bright orange. I don't have much of it left. So to start here, before I start with the other color, I'm going to make that same slip stitch on the beginning here, and then pull it through both loops. Close the loop so the yarn won't move from there, and then we are going to chain 1, 2 again. And on that same stitch here, the same stitch, put the hook through again there and make a second of your first double crochet. And now we're going to chain 1, and we are going to be working on top of these tails. Here I have the tails right underneath the work, so they're gonna be, I'm gonna be already hiding them while I'm making it. So I'm going to make a half double crochet halfway here, because as you can see here, they're made both together to create this flower effect. So make 1 and then put yarn over, pull it through, make half 1 again, and then we're gonna have 3 loops, make all of them together, and then chain 1. So finishing here with 1 chain in between the petals here, and then 1 slip stitch right on top of that next double crochet. Slip. You can actually leave it like this, so just put through and pull the loop back, and then we are going to change to the pink color. Slip stitch here, pull it through, make sure you're holding the tail of the yarn you had before, and then put both tails behind, chain 2, and we'll be making 2 more double crochets right here in this first spot here, right underneath here. So 1, 2, and chain 2, I think it was, yes, chain 2, yeah. So chain 2 in between them, and we're gonna double crochet halfway 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So So we have 4 loops instead of 2 this time. Pull through all of them and chain 2. Yeah, I'm right. So halfway 1, halfway 2, halfway 3 times, and then pull it through. Chain 2. So repeat that, make sure you always have 16 petals, because that's very important, because we need to make a square. So the number of petals have to be divided by 4. So we're gonna have 4 corners at the end. So it's important that you count 16 times here, 16 petals. And then we can start. I'm gonna start right here. I'm just starting here because I need to start on the beginning there. So put the hook underneath these 2 chains here, pull it through again to make a slip stitch, and then chain 2. And we are going to double crochet 2 more the normal way. We are not gonna make them together. Pull this a bit so it's to hide that knot. And then I'm going to chain 1 in between them and make 3 more here. We need to make 4 corners, right? So this is gonna be the first one. We're gonna make 3 double crochets and chain 2, and another 3 double crochets. That's our first corner. Or we're gonna have 4 of these. Okay, and then now chain 1 in between these 3 double crochets, and we are going to double crochet in this next chain. And I forgot to say that this all this corner we made on top of that 2 chains we had before. So that's where we're gonna be working only on the chains. So here we are going to double crochet 3, and we're gonna have 3 times 3 double crochets in between the corners. Okay, so make 2 more, 2 times 3 double crochets. I'm gonna have 3 times 3 double crochets in between the corners. That's my last one. Then I'm going to make a corner here. So I have 1 corner here, my next corner is here. 1, 2, 3, chain 2 in the corners, always, and 3 more, right, all on top of that same chain. And then here on this last side, I'm going to join with the other one that I already made. So you can probably stop this. You're gonna be making every side the same way I'm making these ones for the first granny. The second granny we're gonna be joining on one side with the other granny that I already made. So you can stop and finish one granny and go halfway on the other one so we can join together. So I want to join here because on this last one I already started half of the granny. So I made, let me see, 3 double crochets and 1 chain for this first corner. And then I'm going to grab that other granny. I'm going to face both wrong sides together like this, because when I open, it's gonna be facing, both are gonna be facing the same way then. So yeah, I have all the tails to this side, and I'm going to just join them, and then I'm going to put the hook through that corner on the other side and pull it, make a single crochet and one chain, and then that's the way I join it. So I'm gonna be working here 3 more for this corner, because remember we are in a corner. And then instead of making a chain, I'm going to join this next 3 double crochets here on the next chain on the other side, really. Okay, so just join there and then make the next 3 double crochets on the other side. 1, 2, 3. After the third one, we are going to join again on the next chain on the other side. It's always single crochets to join, and then 3 more and join again, all the way to the next corner we have. So really 1 more here, and then here 3 more, and then we are going to make the last, then next chain here, single crochet on the other side, and then the second corner. So 1, 2, 3 double crochets, and then chain 1 on the corner, single crochet on the other corner, chain 1, and finish that same corner. And then just repeat what you were doing before, the 3 double crochets with a chain in between them, all the way to the end. And finish with a slip stitch on the second chain, like we did before. One chain and 1 slip stitch here. Can finish it off, cut your yarn. So they are attached together. And now I'm going to make the same I did here, 1 more row on the top with that collar. So to do that, I'm going to make slip, not always to start any crochet. And then I'm going to put underneath that first corner, I'm working on the right side of my grannies, and I'm going to chain 2 and single crochet and double crochet 1 in each double crochet here. I'm gonna skip the chains though, because I tried before and it was a bit too many stitches. It didn't look good, so I'm just skipping through the chains and just double crochet where I have double crochets. So to finish it off, I decided to make a full row of single crochets only, and I'm actually gonna make a full row of this with this color and a full row of this color all around it, so this doesn't fold this way, you know, so it stays a little more open. So what I'm doing is making one single crochet to almost each row, really. Let me see. I'm thinking I'm gonna make one single crochet in every second row. So I tried this on with the, now that I stitched the granny squares together, and I don't think it's too short. If I was gonna make a little longer, it would be around 30 rows, 40 rows maximum. I think the size is really good, so you don't need to make as long as I thought you would have to. Like 300 rows would probably be a bit too much. Would be probably going all the way to your legs if you make 300 rows, so a bit less rows here, okay? So to make this tassel, to finish this scarf, I got a piece of sponge. You can get a piece of cardboard of paper if you want, just to wrap the yarn around it, and it's 10 centimeters. It's a good, really good size tassel for a scarf like that, and I saw some on Pinterest that I liked. So put the 4 strands of yarn on top of it and start wrapping around. So I did 10 times. So tail here, grab a piece of one of the collars, doesn't need to be that big, and with the hook, just gonna put the hook through here and pull it. I'm going to make a knot here on the top. So as you can see, I made 2 full rows of crochet here after I finished. So I made one with the pink and one with the other pink, and the reason why is because it sort of curls a lot at the end, and then I try to iron it and do other things that people do, use a wet towel or something, and try to block it, but because it's nylon it didn't really work. So I made one more row, and that sort of helped a bit to not curl. Okay, so to add this last tassel on this side here, I'm going to choose that stitch right on the corner, and I'm going to pull only one of them. And so this is how our scarf looks like. I actually loved it, loved this work, because it was really fast, and love the colors as well. So you guys let me know if you did, if you liked it. Leave me a comment. Always like to know like to know if you guys made it or not. Your comments very important for me. And also subscribe to my channel. I'm always making Sentro and Adi patterns for you guys. Thank you for watching.